Today's lesson is section 3.3, intersection and union of two sets. So we're going to start with an explore activity. Let's say you have two subsets A and B that are part of a universal set U. If you have subset A has X elements in it, subset B has Y elements in it, and there's nothing that is not in A and B. That's what this part means. Our universal set has Z elements in it. So how can we determine whether A and B are disjoint or overlap? So if you have X and Y equals Z exactly, so that means if the number of elements in A plus the number of elements in B exactly equals the total number of elements, that means your sets are disjoint because there must be no overlap. However, if X and Y added together is greater than Z, that means that there would be some overlap. And we talked about that in our class example where there was about 22 total outcomes because some of you had both classes and had a part-time job. So that was accounted for the overlap. Then we have a definition, intersection. So intersection is the set of elements that is common in two or more sets. So for example, if set A is 1, 2, and 3, oops, that should be a curly bracket, and set B is the elements 3, 4, and 5, then we can write A intersected with B is the element 3. Because 3 is in both set A and set B, so we can write the overlap between A and B is the element 3. So investigate. Jackie is a zookeeper. She's responsible for feeding any baby animal that cannot be fed by its mother. She needs to feed a baby raccoon every 2 hours and a baby lemur every 3 hours. She uses a 24-hour clock to plan the feeding schedules. What time will she need help to feed the raccoon and the lemur? So that means we're looking for the time that they'll overlap. So here we've wrote the elements in all of the different sets. So T is your total hours, A is the feeding times for the raccoon, and B are the feeding times for the baby lemur. So I circled then all of the ones that are common between sets A and sets B. Let's organize these then in a Venn diagram. So Venn diagram, there would be a part T that could have neither. There's also going to be then the raccoon part. I think raccoon is 2 C's, and lemur. So the times that overlap are 6, 12, 18, and 24. We've already said that. Then the times that are just with the raccoon are 2, 4, 8, 10, 14, 16, 20, and 22. And just with the lemur are 3, 9, 15, and 21. Now there are some numbers that are not in either. Which numbers would those be? Yep. The rest there are listed, the ones that would go in neither. So now we're going to list the elements in the intersection of sets A and B. So A intersection with C are the ones in the overlap area. So we can write A intersects with B for the elements 6, 12, 18, and 24. So that's how you must write this. The area of overlap is written A overlap B. In curly brackets are the rest of your elements. Okay, then we're going to list the elements in the set A minus B and B minus A. So this slash here means the ones that are in A but not in B. So A minus the ones in B. This means B minus the ones in A. So we can write A minus B is going to be all of these ones in just the raccoon, not in the overlap part. So 2, 4, 8, 10, 14, 16, 20, and 22. And then the ones that are in B but not in A. So B minus A is just 3, 9, 15, 21. So again, to write those properly, you need to have the A minus B part and the B minus A part in front and curly brackets. Okay, then we're looking at the ones that could be either A or B. So that means all of them. All the ones that are in A or B is any of the numbers within these two circles. So this set, A or B, is a real big set, 2, 3, 4. So then we have the complement of this, which is all the ones that are not in the circle. So the ones that are not in the circles are the ones we wrote below, which are 1, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and 23. Next, we're going to complete these sentences. A overlap B. What should go in this blank, and or? The ones that are in set A and set B, because they have to be in both. This one, A union with B, is the elements in set A or B. Okay, so this means it could be either. So it's in both and it's in either. Now, how does your Venn diagram show the times where she needs help? So let's look at this. The overlap is where she'll need help because she should be feeding them both at that time. So the overlap areas. Okay, here we have example 1. We're talking about cards. You've got clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades. Let's describe each set and the universal set. So C is clubs, D is diamonds, S is spades, and H is hearts. How would we describe the universal set? U. And what would that mean? All cards. Good. Then we want to figure out the number of elements in each one of these sets. So the number of elements in clubs, how many clubs are there? 13. How about the number of elements in D? 13. How about the number of elements in H? And the number of elements in S? 13. And how about U? The number of elements in U? 52. Good, because there's 52 cards in total. Okay, next we're going to talk about the union of S and H. Determine the number of cards that are in S or in H. So what's the number of cards in S or in H? Pardon? There's 26 in, or there's 13 in S. There's 13 in H. Is there overlap? No. So the number that is in either of them is 26. And we're talking about the intersection between them. So how much overlap is there between these sets? 0. Good. Because there is no overlap. Part E, determine whether the events are described by sets in H are mutually exclusive and whether they are disjoint. So are they disjoint? Are they mutually exclusive? They are disjoint, yes. Now mutually exclusive means, can you draw a club and a heart at the same time by picking one card? No, so that means they are mutually exclusive. So mutually exclusive means they can't happen at the same time. For example, if we were talking about red cards and hearts, it would be possible to pull a red heart, correct? So that would not be mutually exclusive. Okay, what then is the complement of all of these spades and hearts, or the S union with the hearts? Good. So the complement of this is clubs union with diamonds. And then one last thing, Mitchell, I don't know why you're always being talked about in these problems, but you are. It's not me. These are textbook questions. We have the number of spades plus the number of hearts. Is this the same as the union? So we said that we have 13 plus 13. We also set up here that our union of those two sets is 26. Is this the same? Yes. Why? Why is this the same? Oh, and I made a mistake up here. This should be intersection is this way. That's our overlap symbol. That was a mistake. Please change it. And the answer to this question was because they are disjoint. Example 2. Here we've got all these different sports. We want to figure out which ones require a ball and an implement, such as a stick, club, or racket, only a ball, an implement, not a ball, and etc. So once we've categorized all of these items, then we'll put them into a Venn diagram. And your Venn diagram should look like this. Now we'll start with question A. What is the number of items in each of these sets? So a ball and an implement. So that would be ball and implement, because it's the overlapping area. How many are in that overlapping area? 4. Good. Only a ball, so that would be B minus I, because it's in B but not in I. 5. Then we have in an implement but not a ball. So there we have 5 also. Either a ball or an implement. So this is ball and implement. Could be either one. There should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And E, neither a ball or an implement. So we'd have to write this as the complement. So we put our little prime there to show that that's the complement. And there's 2 that are in the neither section. Then we have example 3. It says you surveyed 34 people at the Crusaders gym. You learned that 16 people do weight training 3 times a week, 21 do cardio 3 times a week, and 6 people train fewer than 3 times a week. How can you interpret these results? So let's start by making a Venn diagram and stating our different outcomes. So we could have U is all people surveyed. And again, since I'm not actually writing a number here, I shouldn't have an equal sign. Just a colon is good. Then we can have G is, or how about we do W for weight training people, and C for cardio people. So let's make W here, C here, and U the universal set around the outside. So here we can determine our overlap, because the difference between the total number of people that are left after we subtract the 6 who don't work out and the 37 total people that either did weight training or cardio means that we have 9 that overlap. So then weight training, there are 16 that do weight training, so 16 minus 9 is 7 that just do weight training. And there's 21 people that do cardio, minus 9 gives us 12 people just do cardio. Then go ahead, you can try the you try part on your own. You can check your answer with the one on the board. Then you have an assignment, page 172, for homework.